I'm Kris Hagan. For those who don't know, I've been a language coach for many years. In my career, I've taught a wide variety of people, from famous singers and radio presenters to doctors, uni students, and yes, even desperate housewives trying to find an English lover. I've finally decided to share my thoughts, tips and tricks with the world. Also check out my YouTube channel if you want to see my ugly mush. So let's kick off this podcast with a great jingle.
Doesn't matter where you are, in the car or at the bar. Here for you comes in your ears, another word for thanks is cheers. Here's the new kid from the block, here for you around the clock, shining on his English tips. Kris
is an anagram of risk.
Kris.
Hello and welcome to the 16th episode of the second series. I want to start off by saying hello to Simone, who is over near Lake Garda, probably cycling around somewhere at this time. He's a new listener, let's say, even though he was told a year ago to start listening to these podcasts because he's actually a student of mine. So hi Simone, you terrible student. Start listening and improving your comprehension. I love you really, don't worry. Now, apparently from today, people in the UK can go abroad again. Whether that's true or not when this podcast comes out, I don't know, because obviously it will come out in a couple of days. But it said that May the 17th is the day that people can travel abroad again. You lucky beggars. Not jealous at all. So let's do a bit of travelling of our own and go off to Canada. We're not actually going to Canada because Jonathan's here with me. So here we go. It's Jonathan.
Jonathan, talk to us about food around the world. Jonathan, Canadian, their best export after Justin Bieber.
Jonathan's back. That's Jonathan Nix, our resident food expert. Okay. What are we going to talk about today?
I have 3 syllables for you. Best things come in threes, I think. Is that a saying? No.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, also the worst thing.
Good things. Things. 10 to threes. Okay.
Yeah,
Turduken. Turduken.
Turduken.
What's turduken, Kris? Tell me.
No idea.
Can you imagine? Can you guess?
I can probably guess.
Would it surprise you if I told you it was from the United States?
I wouldn't surprise me at all. So it's turkey, duck and chicken.
So you take your chicken.
That's all right.
You put it inside of your duck. You take your ducken and you put it inside of your turkey. And now you have a turducken.
Eh? You put what?
This is why we need to find parsnips, because how else are you going to make the stuffing for your turducken if you don't have a parsnip? Sorry, this is
shock. Are you serious?
This has got a little bit. No, yes, of course.
You're making this up now.
No, in Texas, anything's possible. So my sister used to live outside of Houston.
In Texas, anything's possible.
In Texas,
it's true, I agree.
Because they have spare oil barrels just laying about. Because how does one cook, Kris? Tell me this. How does one cook a turducken?
Not in an oven, because I'm guessing it's big.
Not in an oven, no. They have really big turkeys in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas.
Not everything, I'm sure. No idea.
Well,
what do you cook it in?
You deep fry it in oil. In an oil barrel.
In an oil barrel?
In your backyard.
But not in oil as in petrol oil.
No, cooking oil.
Because they do drill oil in Texas.
Yeah, no, that's true.
You could be confused.
That's why my sister's there. She's an oil engineer.
Why are we not visiting her? Anyway, go on.
Because she's moved to the Yukon. Anyway, that's a long flight.
Go on.
Turducken.
Right, turducken in an oil barrel covered in oil.
It must be deep fried. Let's be
honest. A hell of a lot of oil, though, to cover that thing.
Well, I mean, how big is a barrel of oil? About 50 gallons, liters?
Yeah, but if you have a big turkey, you have to cover it all in oil.
Well, we talk about barrels of oil and the price of a barrel of oil. Like, how many liters is that? That's a lot. So fill it with cooking oil. Clean it thoroughly first.
Obviously.
Then fill it with oil. Bring that puppy to, I don't know, about 450 if you can. Open flame is best because Texas, we need an explosion at the end. Slowly, gently, guys, please, for the love of all that is good,
don't listen to Jonathan.
Put the turkey in slowly. Whatever you do, do not lose your grip, because the explosive differential between the moisture on the skin of those birds and the hot oil will destroy your backyard and the neighborhood surrounding it.
Really?
I don't know. I'm just guessing at this point. Let's be honest with you.
No, I'm still trying to understand how you put a turkey inside, a duck inside it there. How do you put it inside?
With your hands.
So you squash it and stick it in?
Yes.
But just the meat, I'm hoping.
No, it's everything. It just goes. I mean, you have to bend it over, obviously. Like the chicken necks could be quite long, so you've got to crack.
So you take out the giblets and you stick in a...
I mean, prepare it as you wish, but I like it all together because, I like the confluence of flavors. I like things mixing and saying hello to each other.
But after you've cooked it, what do you do with it? You take it out and what?
Yeah, and then eat it.
thought I've understood. I've understood you eat it, but I mean, when you take this, I'm going to say this word.
Turduken.
This, yeah. The other word is going to come out, which is not very correct or radio friendly. No, so it's like a Russian doll of birds.
It's
A matryoshka of birds.
Yes.
And so when you cut it, what happens?
Well, you see it all. It's called a cross section. It's fantastic. It's
called a
highly prized
cross-section.
in food vlogging.
Please
You need a good
research for
cross-section.
terminology.
Yeah, go from neck to butt.
So if I have my bird, whatever it is now, and chop it in half, I get literally a layer of each bird.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's been deep fried, so you can eat every part
In oil,
in oil.
not petrol, not the petrol type of oil.
The cooking oil, yes.
No,
Fun story. Canola oil. That's Canadian oil. There you
and
go.
what can you eat that with then? Chips?
It's a Thanksgiving dinner in Texas.
Really, I've never heard of this
When
before.
no one eats turkey for any other occasion.
So everybody in Texas eats this thing and destroys the back garden. Every
What happened is
Thanksgiving.
one guy did it once, and literally his neighborhood caught fire, and that was the end.
Okay. So
I have no idea. I'm making this up.
maybe every Texan.
No, turducken is a thing. I've heard about it, but I imagine you eat it with potatoes and stuffing and cranberry sauce, all the fixings.
No, are you taking the? Are you pulling my leg? Are you taking the?
No, it's a thing. It's a real thing,
Really?
but I wouldn't recommend it, obviously.
I don't know. No. I haven't got a barrel big enough. All right.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Let's go off to Texas and have a turducken. All right. See. Nah, I'm going to check this. I don't believe it.
And now we're hungry. Thank you.
Now, one of my teachers this week has been teaching in a middle school here in Italy about the royal family, because in the last lesson that she did with this class, they actually said, "How is Prince Philip?" And as we all know, I think 99% of the world knows, unless you live under a rock, Prince Philip died a couple of weeks ago. Now, they actually thought that Prince Philip was the Queen's brother. Now, on the topic of the royal family, there is Meghan and Harry. We all know who they are now because of the recent news events and things like that. But I'm not going to talk about all that rubbish that they were talking about on the Oprah Winfrey show, Oprah Winfrey interview, whatever it was. I want to talk about the fact that people are journalists are writing news reports in newspapers about the fact that people, the public, the general public, that includes me, the common people, are shocked and bewildered as to why Archie's face is top secret. Well, it's not, because it's been on pictures before. But recently, Meghan and Harry published some photos of the back of Archie playing with some balloons in the sky. Okay, it was artistic. There are a million people out there on Instagram who post photos of themselves in silhouettes, draping themselves over a car in the dark, or you can only see one part of their face, or the back of their head with a wonderful view of the sea. What is the difference? What's the problem? Why is it a case that just because of the royal family you want to see their face continuously? Why is it okay that we can post pictures on social media and things like that of the back of our head looking out into a view, or holding up some balloons, or holding a kite, for example? Maybe it was just convenient that they were behind him when they took the picture. What did they need to do? Say, "Archie, turn around, want to see your face," as you're tripping over with the balloons going in the opposite direction. Get a life, you people. People are people, and they can do what they want. There are too many people out there these days telling other people what they can and can't do. Do what you want. So that's my election speech over. Who's next?
Introducing Mimi Melendez, mixing cocktails from Miami to New York. People blame her for getting legless just cause she mixed it. She didn't pour it down your throat.
No, she didn't.
Remember to leave her a tip.
Okay, because I did so well the last time, Mimi has decided she's going to quiz me again. I have a feeling, though, that she's made it a lot more difficult than last time.
Maybe.
So go on, what are you going to quiz me on now? You know I won't be able to do anything.
We're going to do a drill this time on bar lingo. Things we didn't cover in our other podcasts.
When I'm in the bar, I'm normally drunk. How am I supposed to know these things? Okay,
well, this is what you're going to have to learn before you walk into the bar. So next time you get maybe drunker faster. You know how to do it in bar lingo.
Bubbles.
All right, that's right. Bubbles.
Hey,
Bubbles. That's
is that
all
one
you
point?
need to know.
Is that 1 point?
Bubbles.
Okay,
that's
go on
right.
then.
Okay,
Tell me.
what's a float?
It's ice cream you put in Coke.
Yes, but what's a float at the bar? Which, by the
Ice
way,
cream
I
in
love
vodka.
ice cream. No, you're not even close. Actually, float is just that extra little bit of alcohol or spirit that we add on the top of a cocktail that just kind of sits on top. It floats. We don't mix it.
I didn't know.
Okay, what's garnish? This is an easy one.
Like vegetables and stuff you put on top of food.
Yes, and also in cocktails. So
mint,
it's like the decoration, right?
Okay, the stuff that shouldn't be there, in my opinion. But okay.
But it shouldn't be
Don't
there.
put mint in my drink. Even if it's a mojito, I don't want mint.
But it's pretty. And people
it's
like
rank.
pretty. People like
Makes
pretty.
it look better, I suppose. Okay.
Okay, what is a mixer?
Something that mixes something.
No, not exactly. In bar
never
lingo,
understood
a
what it is.
mixer is basically that other stuff, that other liquid we add to make a cocktail aside from the liquor
Like
or the
schnapps.
spirit. Well, schnapps would not be a mixer. That would be the spirit.
Ah.
But cranberry juice or sweet and sour mix would be a mixer.
Okay.
Okay, so it's that other extra stuff that's non-alcoholic. Mm-hmm. What is marrying?
Putting two things together.
Yes.
'Cause you
but
said this
what
in the
two
last
things?
podcast.
That's right. That's right.
Alcohol
you
and
learned
alcohol.
Yes, but specifically, it's adding, maybe combining 2 bottles of the same, hopefully the same, alcohol into 1 bottle. So, for example, you have 2 half bottles of Absolute vodka, and you want to combine them into 1 bottle, which, by the way, is against the law in the United
Really?
States. You cannot marry bottles.
I didn't know.
We
We have the church bells behind us because you're talking about marrying.
That's right. How
I paid
comedians-
extra for that.
Those little special effects. What is neat?
Meat.
Neat.
Neat
If
is
I order-
just the drink.
That's
no?
right. So just the spirit,
Give
nothing
me vodka.
else.
Vodka neat, just the vodka.
That's right. So we're not doing anything. It's room
garnish or
temperature.
anything.
That's right. Good. Okay, so this one should be easy for you. On the rocks.
With ice.
That's right.
Get
What's
me.
a roll up?
It is when you put utensils in something and roll it up.
It's almost as if I told you this ahead of time.
It is. No, because you told me earlier when I asked.
Okay, so yes, it's when you
It's not a
take the
cigarette.
knife and fork or the utensils and you roll them into the napkin. It's also part of a server's job. A lot of times, it's their side work. They have to do a certain amount of roll-ups
Really
before
boring,
they can go
yeah.
home. Yes, it's their side work. What is a split?
In it a joint. In it
No.
drugs.
Split.
No idea. A split. I'm not idea.
Okay, so a split can mean 2 things at a bar. First, it can be like to split a check. So you're
okay,
dividing
fine.
it. That's obvious. But a split is also a individual serving of sparkling wine. So maybe you might see this like mini, super small bottle of champagne or sparkling wine. It's usually designed to serve only one customer, and it may have 1 or 2 maximum servings in it. So that is
So
considered
like a bottle
called
for
a
one
split.
person with no friends.
It pretty much.
Okay.
All right. So, what is the difference? Okay, it's a different question between a shot and a shooter.
A shot is something you drink in one, and a shooter is a person with a gun.
Yeah, no. In a
Mark
bar,
Wahlberg.
hopefully you don't have those kind of shooters in a bar.
In America.
I know. So a shooter and a shot, there's a difference. A shot is straight liquor. There's nothing else. It's just the spirit. It's
So
just
neat.
the alcohol. Yes. The shooter, however, is a small portion, but it does have a mixer in it. So, like, for example, one of the episodes I mentioned a kamikaze. This can be a shooter where it's not just the spirit, but also we're adding lime juice and some other ingredients
Kamikaze
in
and
there.
shooter go together, really. But okay.
That was no accident.
Uh-huh.
What about stiff?
10 seconds left. Stiff.
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 Yes.
When you stiff somebody is when you do something bad to them.
Yes, but in a bar, it means a really strong drink. So if you want your drink strong, you order it stiff.
Yeah, stiff. Yeah,
Yes.
stiff drink, in fact, we say in English. Stiff drink.
Yeah, that's right. And last one, what's a tall drink? You order tall or short drink?
In a big glass.
That's right. In a big glass, which usually means you make it a little more mixer. The
So it's
alcohol is the
weaker,
same.
no?
Yes, that's right. You did not bad.
How many did I get right? You weren't counting.
Yeah, you did this many. I'm holding up the number.
So I passed or not?
Yeah, sure.
We'll have to listen to it again to find out.
You passed the test. I don't know that I'll hire you, but
Oh, never mind.
Mimi Menendez, a mixologist.
So I passed the test that Mimi just gave me. She doesn't know if she's going to hire me or not. I'm really disappointed. Not. So all my friends out there who are bartenders, It's not and it's not actually an easy job. I thought it was quite easy, but yet again, I see that it's not. I want to know out there's millions of jobs that people don't even realise exist. What job do you do? Do you do a strange job? For example, many years ago, somebody told me that they thought the strangest job on earth was a fluffer. I won't go into what that is. Hi, Fabrizio, who told me that. He doesn't do that, but I don't know whether he wants to or not. I don't think he does. But he was the only person who could explain to all the other students what that actually was. So, what job do you want to do in the future? Send me a message. Obviously, these messages are private, but as you know, I reply to all of you. Now, speaking of work, let's go over to Kelly.
She's from Australia,
Koala.
or is it maybe South Africa? She doesn't know either, but one thing's for sure, she makes business English sexy.
Like a kangaroo.
It's Kelly Lawrence.
Kelly's back minding her own business. That's an expression with the word business.
Very nice.
Okay, she's back, and I asked her, what are you going to talk about today? In today's 5 minutes that I'm already wasting 10 seconds of. And she said she's going to talk about lists. So I begged her, please, can I steal some of your seconds? And she said, yes, okay, fine. So she had no choice, really. I didn't really give her a choice. But I just want to explain to you that intonation in English is very important. And when you give a list in English, the intonation is very specific. So, for example, if I give you a list of 4 things, cheese, bacon, sausages, and what? Coke, Coca-Cola, not cocaine. This is how we say it. We say cheese, sausages, bacon, and Coke. Every word, the intonation rises apart from the last one. This is so that we understand that you finished your list. Now I've finished my list and hopefully you've understood what the hell I was talking about. Kelly, you can speak.
Thanks, Kris.
If you want to, of course. If not, you can.
Look, the intonation is important because we love lists. English speakers make lists all the time. We make everything into a list. I'm almost making a list right now, for example.
You're making a list right now?
Exactly,
About
because
what? You're shopping?
No, I'm adding little sentences, making you understand what I'm trying to say. We always do this. We make lists, try and explain something that we want to describe. Instead,
I just noticed your pronunciation of list is different to mine. You say least. Least.
Maybe that's the South African one. We put the I.
Today she's
higher.
South African, but okay.
Yeah, exactly. In this one, exactly.
Yeah, these least.
This. Look, okay, so the lists, we make a lot of them, and when we want to explain something, maybe describing something, a situation or an environment, we don't like to put everything together and to try and set the mood with all
Like
these
a
linking
story.
words. Exactly. If you do that, you're going to waste a lot of time, and instead we want things that are straight to the point and very efficient. So let me give you an example.
Go on, be efficient and straight to the point. Give us an example.
No, in fact, I'll give you an example of the opposite.
Okay.
So if
the story
you're-
first.
Exactly,
Are you
the
sitting
story.
comfortably? Here is the story.
Okay. Look, if someone says, oh, maybe we should have the event at a hotel, you could say in a non-list form, it could be a good idea to host the event in a hotel because there is a lot of space and there are a lot of rooms and the rooms are quite big. It would also be good to choose between the many options there, and also the equipment in the rooms is usually quite good. What do you think? This is very long.
I've already forgotten the beginning, to be honest.
Exactly.
What were you talking about? Hotels?
Yeah, hotels and an event. Okay,
It was difficult for me to remember.
I have this problem when I'm talking to students who want to describe something in a very short period of time. I set the timer, and they lose all of their time trying to. Well, they waste all their time essentially trying to put
Well, they lose it as well. You
together.
can't get it back.
Exactly. So look, that's it. Now instead of all that, these words all together, you can just make
All
a
that
list.
spiel.
Exactly, without the spiel. So look, you could say hotels would be great. Lots of space, big rooms, plenty of choice.
Minibar.
Minibar. Equipment's pretty good. What do you think? Okay, very simple, straight to the point. I'll give you another example. If I want to explain my work environment, I can say, look, it's dynamic, many different personalities, innovative, laid back sometimes very busy, sometimes fast paced. That's how it is.
You're describing our workplace. When you say multiple personalities, do you mean I'm schizophrenic? Thank you very much. Kelly's just called me schizophrenic, but okay.
All right, so look, you get the point. That's what we're talking about when we talk about
Kris
these
being
lists.
schizophrenic. You get the point. Section him.
So look, this is something that I can tell you and give you advice to make these lists. But if you try and practice it, it's actually pretty hard to pull off. It's very hard to do it successfully. So I'd recommend next time you have to give a speech or to answer some questions very quickly, try to make these lists. Put a timer in front of you and give yourself only a minute and a half to explain your thoughts. Try
Or 50
to make
seconds,
lists.
like Kelly has now.
Exactly, okay. And doing that, you'll be able to explain yourself efficiently,
Concisely as well.
concisely with a lot less words, and people understand you a lot better. Try and do it. Try it out, okay?
And they don't lose interest as well. Before, literally, when you were telling me the story about the example that you created of the hotels, I literally forgot what you were talking about.
Exactly.
Big rooms, okay. And then after that, when you were talking about the equipment, I thought you were talking about a gym. And so you have to be very, very concise and very clear.
Make a list. It's much faster, much better.
Also, today you can make a list of the pros and cons of your relationship. Why not? It's a list. Teenagers these days are always doing lists, especially on TikTok.
That's true.
Uh-huh.
Well,
You got 5 seconds left. What do you want to say?
Nothing. That's all.
She never has
Thanks,
anything to
everyone.
say, this girl. When I give
You
her-
want to give me a few seconds. It's over.
It's over. Over.
Now in love business, English short thanks to
Now, earlier we mentioned strange jobs. I want to tell you about a job which I think is a very cute job. A dinner lady. Now, I also want to tell you about this job because there is a TV series. Okay, it's finished now, unfortunately, because Victoria Wood was the star and she created this. She's an absolute genius. Well, she was an absolute genius. Victoria Wood was, like I just said, a genius from the UK. And she died, unfortunately, as people do. And she did this series called Dinner Ladies. It is the best comedy on earth. You need to watch it. It makes The Office look like something that Mickey Mouse did. To be honest, I've never found The Office funny. But if you want to watch a good British humour, so a good British comedy with British humour, watch Dinner Ladies. You can find it on YouTube. So it's not illegal. If it's on YouTube, you can obviously watch it. You can also buy the DVD sets on Amazon. No, I don't do that. I watch it on YouTube. So go and watch it because it's very interesting as well, because in there you will find many of Victoria Wood's characters, the actors in there, are actually famous people. You will have even seen one of them in Harry Potter, also in Mamma Mia. Go and have a look and let me know what you thought of it. Now, who we got left? We have Laura.
Now it's time for Laura, sick to you by your Skype. She's at home in Nashville, couldn't find a flight. Laura likes to listen to the radio, but when it comes to music, she prefers it live. Laura, give for 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 Laura. Laura, give for Laura, give for Laura, give for Laura, give for.
Happy week 16.
Hey, yes, 16 weeks already. That flew by. How are you? Welcome back.
Always a pleasure, sir.
The pleasure is all mine. Now, what are you going to talk about today? What are we talking about today?
My visit to Memphis last week got me thinking. A lot of this music wouldn't have been made if people hadn't been distraught about a situation.
Ah, very true.
Yeah, so I started thinking about protest songs and protest singers and what that really means. And I found out that the U.S. has an extensive and interesting history of musical protests.
Ah,
People have always expressed themselves through music,
true
and
enough.
music is a way to bring people together.
it is.
So it stands to reason that if you sing about your desires and other people desire the same thing, they will join in your song.
Hey, yeah.
Wikipedia defines a protest song as being associated with a movement for social change or songs connected to current events. So protest songs can be in any genre and represent a variety of injustices, slights, and causes. R. Sergei Denisov, a sociologist, characterized protest songs as either persuasion or propaganda. He further divided protest songs into magnetic or rhetorical types. Magnetic songs are focused on recruiting people to an idea. So, We Shall Overcome, for example, is inspirational and encourages the listener to keep working toward the cause. Rhetorical protest songs, on the other hand, offer a message designed to recruit the listener to a particular point of view. So, Bob Dylan's Masters of War and What's Going On by Marvin Gaye are examples of artists expressing their discontent with the way things are and hoping for change.
So all these songs that I actually know are all protest songs. I had no idea whatsoever.
Right. Any group you can think of has its own protest songs, essentially. In the U.S., these included the abolition movement, women's suffrages, feminism, the labor movement, human rights champions, fighters for civil rights, anti-war activists, the sexual revolution,
Everywhere.
LGBTQ and minority rights, animal protectionists, vegetarian and veganism, gun control, and environmentalism.
I wonder if there's any protest songs for pescatarianism. We all deserve a good protest song.
Precisely. Everyone has causes that they believe in strongly and that mean something to them, and this is why these songs are so popular. The earliest American protest songs focused on the Civil War, the deadliest American war in our history. Also slavery and women's voting rights. The era of the Civil War brought our first musical lamentations as people began to clamor for peace and equality in the young country that was founded on the dream of a better life for all. In 1900, a poem called Lift Every Voice and Sing was put to music and became an anthem for racial equality.
Okay, didn't
In 1919, the NAACP adopted the song as the Negro National Anthem. Early in the 20th century, protests focused on the labor movement and classism. Songs such as The Preacher and the Slave by Joe Hill and Bread and Roses by James Oppenheim and Caroline Colesott called for equitable wages for all. World War I spawned its own protest despite overwhelming nationalism. I Didn't Raise My Boy to Be a Soldier by Alfred Bryan and Al Piantadozzi and War Babies by Ballard MacDonald and James F. Hanley describe the fears and tragedies of parents in the time of war.
There's so many. Go.
Beginning in 1839, the Hutchison Family Singers were arguably the most popular early protest singers. They performed for more than one president and sang about temperance, suffrage, abolition, and essentially every political topic concerning peace and equality, but with a conservative slant. I first heard Strange Fruit sung by Billie Holiday as a teenager. It's also from 1939, and it was kind of shocking to me as a kid. It's a beautiful, haunting song about black lynchings in the South. Have you heard it?
Yeah, it's a beautiful song.
The whole idea of a lynching is disgusting and inconceivable to me.
Yeah, a very dark part of our history, unfortunately.
In the 1940s and 50s, American issues revolved around race, politics, and the fear of nuclear war. Artists like Pete Seeger, Paul Robeson, and Woody Guthrie danced around war, peace, labor, and fairness using folk and spiritual styles of music. Josh White, a black musician, addressed segregation and politics in blues and folk styles. Because he was a friend to President Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt, White was actually allowed to express himself much more freely than many African Americans. And he was the first African American artist to be asked to give a command performance at the White House.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yes, very cool.
Good for him.
Mrs. Roosevelt even helped him organize a concert honoring the 75th anniversary of the abolition of slavery.
Oh, good on it.
The country's great fear of both communism and nuclear weapons was also prominent during this time. Songs like Adam and Evil from 1946 by the Golden Gate Quartet and Vern Partlow's Old Man Adam were hugely popular.
I think I've heard that song.
The 1960s are probably what most people think about when they think of protest songs. At least it's what I thought about.
Everybody had something to protest about in the 60s.
The Vietnam War and race equity became hugely divisive in the U.S. in this period. The hippie culture and the civil rights movement were born during this period, and both groups carried with them virtual soundtracks of their activities and ideas. The 1963 March on Washington is still remembered for Odetta's performance of Oh Freedom. Bob Dylan is one of the country's most famous protest singers. I mean, he's often referred to as the voice of a generation. He sang about the injustice of racism in the death of Emmett Till in 1962, and inspired by early writers like Pete Seeger, Dylan wrote dozens of protest songs in a short amount of time. This was also a period of recorded public speeches. Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech is the most famous of this movement.
I think we all know that one.
Joan Baez, Phil Oakes, and Buffy St. Marie were all prolific protesters in the anti-war and civil rights movements. The Freedom Riders were an interracial group who rode interstate buses through the South together to protest segregation on public transportation.
Oh, really? Good.
Well-known songs from this group include A Change Is Gonna Come by Sam Cooke, Nina Simone's Mississippi Goddamn, and Aretha Franklin's Respect. Sly and the Family Stone were an interracial band, and they had a #1 hit with Everyday People.
That song I know.
Gil Scott-Heron released a spoken word piece in 1971 called The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. He used popular advertising slogans to highlight his concerns about the state of the U.S., and I remember this piece. I remember hearing it. He said things like, the revolution will not go better with Coke. The revolution will not fight the germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat.
Something was ready to change then.
for sure. Change was definitely going to come.
Good.
And it needed to. It still does.
That's very true.
But I'm out of time for today.
But you've got several decades left. Let's do this. Let's continue it next week. If Mimi can do it, then so can you. Is that all right with you?
Yes, good idea. This is a good break in the history anyway, because after the 70s, musical protest really diversified.
Ooh, I can't wait to find out more. Very interesting, seriously.
Perfect. More next week.
Thank you very much.
See you then.
Bye.
Now we know something more about music. Thank you, Laura.
Now, I don't know if you heard or saw my social media that a couple of people, well, I thought it was a couple of people, but it was actually just one, had a problem with the speed of the podcast. That's because they duplicated the speed. Make sure this is on the normal speed. Now, it's midnight in Tokyo, so because it's already Monday somewhere, I'm going to publish the podcast immediately. See you next week. Jingle!
Doesn't matter where you are, in the car or at the bar. Here for you comes in your ears, another word for thanks is cheers. Here's the new kid from the block, here for you around the clock. Shining on his English tips, Kris
Is an anagram of risk.